Without spoiling anything, it's bizarre emailing someone in Germany and being like, hey, here's the premise. We'd love to have you on. And then 5 hours later, they're like, sounds great. Shoot me a link. And I'm like, wow, this is so cool. Hey everyone, I'm back. You know what? I'm going to stop introducing myself. At this point, you know who I am. Even people watching this for the first time are like, I think I know this guy. You probably don't, but thanks for watching. This is my podcast production vlog. And now I'm just introducing myself again. Damn it. I'll get it one day. I'm Kevin and I'm a podcast producer, engineer, editor. That's me going like this, but I guess just moving my hands really quickly. I'm a little, panic's not the right word, but you're catching me in the middle of a busy day, which is probably a good thing because you're getting the true behind the scenes. A lot of exciting updates, and so let's just jump in. I talked a little bit last week about potentially doing 2 more new shows, adding 2 more shows to my plate. Obviously, I've been talking about Extra and Mental a lot, and those are looking good. I have submitted the edited pilot, and it is currently under review with a network for Mental. That's right. And I am recording Extra in a few days. And so now I am in the middle of booking guest for that. We're doing an ambitious recording. This kind of always stresses me out when this happens. I understand why it happens, and I've certainly done more stressful recordings, but we're doing 6 episodes in 2 days. But one of the nice things about this show in particular is there are guests, but the guests aren't big celebrities that are impossible to book. I'll talk a little bit about Tri-Month for Hollywood Handbook in a minute. They're a little bit more attainable. They're very unique people, as you will see when the show comes out, when Extra comes out. And so earlier this week, I just reached out to just cold emailed 12 people and got a few yeses, mostly no responses. And so right now, I think I have 2/3 of the 6 confirmed, which is good. But like I said, we're recording in today's Wednesday, recording on Monday. So 5 days. I'm not very stressed about it yet. I'm sure maybe people who I'm working with, if they're watching this, they're like, I wish you were a little more stressed, frankly. But I'm going to be reaching out to a few more people, obviously later tonight or tomorrow. And also, I think there's a possibility that all 6 episodes aren't recorded in that 2-day block. I think we can do a lot of recording in that 2-day block, but because the show is not coming out like later that week, it's not the end of the world if we don't land all 6 episodes in a 2-day window. And also, I don't want, quality over quantity. I don't want to rush book people who I'm like, well, this person's not good, but we needed to record, and so here's a person. That's not the case with this. I'm pretty excited. It's like a different show. I'm definitely using skills that I've learned from other podcasts. I mean, the one that comes to mind is because I'm not booking actors and comedians and musicians. I learned a lot when booking callers on We're Here to Help. That was a call-in show that I worked on where we got thousands and thousands and thousands of emails, and myself and the associate producer, AJ McKeon, would just comb through them and be like, who do we think is going to be good on the show? And would kind of go from there. There's a little bit of a similar thing here where I'm reaching out to people that I'm like, here's the premise, here's who we think would be fun on the show. And it's, without spoiling anything, it's bizarre emailing someone in Germany and being like, hey, here's the premise. We'd love to have you on. And then 5 hours later, they're like, sounds great. Shoot me a link. And I'm like, wow, this is so cool. So yeah, just hoping we can lock in a few more guests for that recording. Again, very excited about it. The hosts have been amazing and really supportive. Same with the team. So that's extra. And like I said, yeah, that one's been, greenlit, contract signed and everything. So feeling good about it. Now we just start recording the show. Mental's the opposite, where it's been edited, hasn't been greenlit, and now it's under review. And so we sent them like a video version as well. The video looks really, really good. So I'm really excited about that. Shout out to the video editor, John, who did an incredible job making the visual elements of it really shine, because that's a really important part of podcasts in 2025 is, can they also sell the ads on video? And if the video just looks fine or whatever, I don't think it's like a huge selling point. But if the video adds like a whole new element, like an additional layer that fans really want to check out, they will be more incentivized to check out the video. The video adds like a whole other layer to it. And that is a skill that I don't have. I'm not like a video editor whiz. I can do very basic stuff. When I need more flashy stuff, I know who to reach out to. So that's kind of the updates with Extra and Mental. Feeling good about both of them. Honestly, like kind of in a weird limbo stage right now where it's like not a ton I can do. Just reaching out to people to book and just waiting to hear if Mental gets picked up. So that's that. Feeling good about that. Here's 2 more major updates. I'm now working on another podcast. Why could I not say another podcast that already exists? And it's been around for 2, maybe 3 years. Great show. I've recorded the guest before and was going to potentially work on the show later this year. And things moved around. So now I will be producing, engineering, editing that show. I think my next video I can talk and say what it is and who the hosts are and stuff. Just as of the time I'm recording this, hasn't been announced yet. So obviously, the way I roll is I'm going to wait for the public announcements before I say anything. So I'm actually going to be recording that show tomorrow, which I'm really excited about. Same thing. The hosts are amazing. Recorded them before and they were so much fun. Really excited about that show. To get a little bit behind the scenes with it, one of the things that they're focused on, and I know it sounds silly saying it out loud because you'd think like, of course, every show is focused on this, but I really like that they just set it up front. They were like, we really want to grow our show specifically. And so we were brainstorming, show growth ideas. And one of the things that I really pushed for was a social media editor and an associate producer, 2 people that I've worked with before, and 2 people who specifically have done clips and stuff for these people specifically. And so they already have, whether they know it or not, the hosts know it or not. I'm like, oh, I have proof of these 2 people doing stuff for you, basically. Like I was just saying with the video editor stuff, I think a strength that I have right now is just knowing like building a team. And so I knew what the budget for this show was. And instead of being a weirdo, being like, give it all to me, I was like, I want to have these 2 people join. And so, yeah, cut mine so that I can bring these 2 people on who specialize in things that I'm not. They're better than me at these things. And so it's just like knowing what you're good at, where your strengths are. And so, yeah, we have now this little trio. Little trio sounds so demeaning. We have a talented trio working on the show, and man, I'm so excited about it. And so, yeah, I'll talk more about that in the next video after it gets announced very soon. And then the fourth show, it's really a 5th show too. The 4th show that I'll be working on, and I'll just kind of vaguely say it's a new show that we're adding to the Patreon, the Hollywood Handbook Patreon, that I'm very excited about, and haven't recorded anything for it yet, but, chatted with the host about it. and it is, I don't know, something I'm very excited about. Sorry, guys. I know I'm just doing a lot of like new thing, can't say anything yet. And a fifth one. Fifth one's a limited series, though. It's people I've worked with for 8 years. First time I've ever recorded 4 people. That's actually not true. First time I've recorded 4 people behind the desk. So it's a little messy right now. You can see I got some SM58s over here. It was tricky. You can't, maybe people who have noticed before, there was a table here. I could not really fit 4 people and a table that stuck out a couple inches. So I unscrewed the table from the wall with my wife. And doing a few recordings with 4 people back here. The first one was so funny. I'm really excited to release that. And that was the first time they've ever recorded in my studio before. And so I think they really enjoyed it. Fingers crossed. I imagine that one will come out in like a month or so. But it is very manageable for me. I'm not stressed about it. And it's guys I really enjoy recording. They make me laugh so hard. Literally the first thing they recorded, I was like, God damn, this is so funny. I was just crying, laughing at 10 in the morning on a Thursday. No better feeling. And something I recorded last night, that was one of the funnest things I've recorded in a while. I wanted to say that on social media, but I didn't want other hosts I work with to be like, wow, you never say that about me. I started watching The Fast and the Furious, the very first one from 2001 over the weekend, and was like, this is so fun. I want to text a few of my friends who I pod with all the time about doing a watch along in this very room. All 3 of them immediately said yes. And so last night, Andrew T., co-host of Yo's This Racist, Cody Ziegler, and Matt Apodaca, we recorded. Yo's This Racist has paywalled content at suboptimalpods.com. And so we recorded something for one of the tiers called the Suboptimal Bundle. What was that quote? That was like a little Suboptimal Bundle. That was wildly lazy. I apologize. We did a Fast and Furious watch along, got the Coronas, did everything. It was a blast. I put a monitor right in front of this center camera. We turned the lights off and hit play on the movie. And it was so much fun. Truly was like, wow, this is an absolute blast. And we might do more of them in the future. But if you want to listen to that, if you haven't watched Fast and Furious at all, or even recently, I highly recommend it. Yeah, suboptimalpods.com. I think it's like $6 for that tier. Might be less. I don't know off the top of my head. It was so much fun. Is there any other sort of podcasty maybe tips I could share? If you have anything you're working on, if you're a podcaster or streamer, just general creator, if you have questions, throw them in the comments and I'll try to answer them throughout the vlogs. I can even like incorporate your questions into things that I'm working on and talk about it in maybe a more detailed way than just like a simple like yes or no. But yeah, I think that's kind of the main things right now. Oh, I guess let's talk about Try Month, which is not a fun update. This is the hardest month of the year for me with Handbook. Reached out to a ton of people that I was like, this would be amazing. They have something to promote. This would be amazing. They would have something to promote. I've recorded this person a bunch of times. That would be amazing. No responses from any of them. So going to do some gentle following ups, see if we get anything, and trying different ways to contact like the manager instead of the direct email, or the publicist instead of the manager, or the manager instead of the publicist. Just trying all the different ways to confirm someone, to bring it full circle. This is what I was talking about with the other show, that it's like, because it's not celebrities, the people are like, yeah, I'm free, not literally whenever, but they respond quickly, and it's significantly easier to lock people in. What was challenging about We're Here to Help is it was not only are you booking several callers per episode and the follow-ups and all of the organizing that went into that. Again, shout out to AJ for being extremely helpful with helping me keep all of that stuff organized. Could not have done it without him. Um, is the trying to find who's a good fit for the show. But what was nice about it is it wasn't trying to book a million different people that are impossible to get a hold of. And actually, these were people who would reach out to us to say that they want to do the show. Yeah, Tri-month's really hard. I don't know what else to say there. Hoping to confirm a few people. What I'm nervous about, and I really hope this doesn't happen, is all of the news shows become more like pressing. Not even more pressing, but it's like this one's recording Monday. And Tri-month isn't, for 3.5 weeks. That's 3.5 weeks is going to come up so quick. So I just really need to make sure that as these other shows that are recording like tomorrow, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, that it doesn't push handbook down the to-do list. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, just wanting to make sure that as all these new things happen pretty quickly, Tri-month doesn't get pushed away. That being said, I think I'm feeling really good about Hollywood Handbook right now. Booked all of the guests for February. The pro versions have been a ton of fun. The last video I talked about, we were doing a fundraiser stream to help people who suffered during the LA wildfires. Holy shit, that was crazy. So thank you to everyone who donated. That was surreal. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps just like thinking about it. Thank you to Zach, who did a ton behind the scenes to help make it really flashy and fun. And it's on YouTube. So if you want to check it out, you can watch the 3.5-hour stream. Zach, throw a link in the description, please. And if you'd like to, I spent hours and hours and hours writing a parody song of Bo Burnham's Welcome to the Internet that is like very close to the end of the stream. And it was a lot of fun, and it's a very fun song. So you could see me put a ton of effort into 2 minutes on there as well. One last thing I'll talk about before signing off is obviously because I'm working on so many shows right now, the easiest way for all of this to implode is not staying organized. I know that sounds very obvious, but it can become very easy to just look one day at a time. To quote Dom Toretto, living my life a quarter mile at a time. I don't think I can do that right now. I need to look. I don't think I'm in a place where I can be looking 3, 4, 5 weeks out. Besides Tri-month, that's the one thing that I really need to be focusing on for stuff that's truly a month out because of the extra pressure with that. That being said, what I really need to be doing right now is looking at each show, short-term, like 5-day window, like what do I need to do for each show that I'm working on this week, and then also like a 2-3 week plan as well. A thing that I'm going to try to do between this vlog and the next one is basically creating like a to-do list for all of the shows I work on, which is going to be a lot because it's handbook and the Patreon umbrella with that, Yoast is Racist and their umbrella of paywalled content, Action Boys and their bonus shows, Extra, Mental, and the new show that I'm recording tomorrow, and the new Patreon thing, but I count that under the umbrella as well. So yeah, I mean, that's like 6 or 7 plus all of the bonus content as well. I know that sounds like a lot. It is a lot, but I can manage it when I'm organized. So maybe next week, I will kind of go over the to-do list for each show, and we can just kind of walk through what that looks like for me. Honestly, it would be genuinely helpful for me to do. I have various versions of it, a Google Doc spread, like a Google Doc here, a spreadsheet here, 15 different notes apps for each show. So consolidating it and just having a very organized, I love the Todoist app, maybe using Todoist or something like that for each individual show would be extremely helpful. And we can go over it together. Hey, Do you have to-do lists for your podcast? Tell me about it. What do you have on there? Is it just like the release schedule? Is it guests you want to have on? Is it potential like advertisers? If you're getting ads, hell yeah, congrats. Is it just like the publishing schedule? So, yeah, next vlog, let's go over like maybe not only my to-do list for each of the shows, but making to-do lists for each of the shows and how it kind of comes back to what does each of the shows want? Because they don't all want the same thing. And kind of creating the to-do list based off of the host needs and wants and preferences. So that sounds great. Set myself up for success for the next vlog. I really hope you enjoyed this. Sorry it's a little scattered. Gonna go run and record a couple shows right after this. And that's it. Thanks, everyone. Again, thank you to everyone who donated to the fundraiser stream we did. And I will see you very soon. I love you. Got to learn how to not laugh when I say I love you.